MBT's new series is popping off. What is it? I'm actually not sub to MBT. I mean, honestly, anything MBT is doing, anything MBT just has, I don't know, the spark, the momentum. So it wouldn't surprise me. I'm thinking about what's it called? I'm thinking about lures like Sangan lore chat. Wait, why are you guys shocked that I'm not sub to MBT? I like MBT. I'm just not sub to him. Jeez, you know what I mean? The one where he calls old cards bad and whatever. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think MBT is like, it wouldn't surprise me if he's on average the third most popular Yugi tuber right now. I don't think that he's like on average more popular than Simo or APS, but like honestly, probably beats everybody else. Let's see.
Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and I'm gonna make these videos until you stop watching them. Today we are doing another reading Twitter instead of thinking of my own content thread, TM. In the past we've looked at some cards that were unsung heroes, some standouts that looked terrible at first glance, but had...
This card was amazing, by the way. I hope he's not saying that this card was like terrible, but because like this was one of the sole reasons that Worms was like a semi-competitive deck during, I think it was either Zexo or 5Ds.
Had their niche applications.
Nubella Meteorite was
We've looked
nuts.
at some cards that looked powerful on first glance, but in actuality were PP bad. Today we're going to be looking at some cards that are absolutely bonkers strong, but have a ridiculous stipulation that prevents them from being good at all. Sometimes...
No, I think you just need to have... Alright, how do you activate W Nubella Meteorite? I think you have to have a face-up worm, and then I think it like flips it face down and then flips it face up again. It's not hard. It's not hard to activate. Because I think like Yex puts like Y in the graveyard and then Y like sets itself. And then Nubella is like instantly live.
That stipulation is a lock into...
Yeah, Nubella... This card was like... This was like the second best card in the deck. The best card was like Yex because that was like your starter. But like Nubella was one of those like if you resolve it, you're gonna win because you just get. And hold up. Doesn't this summon Worm King from the deck, chat? I'm pretty sure that this card like you draw one, you like bounce an opponent's monster, and then you like summon King from the deck. And it's like how the fuck are you? You go like +2 or 3, and it's like how are you losing? And you do it during the end phase, so your opponent has no. What's the word I'm looking for? They have no recourse. There's like nothing they can do to like stop you. So it's like, how do you lose at that point? This was literally the, yeah. You draw, you get like Jagen's effect because the monster like you like bounce a monster or destroy it, and then you summon like King from the deck. I mean, now granted, in a world where Ash Blossom was a thing, like yeah, this card would have sucked. But once you resolve this card, you just like won.
Specific archetype full of poo-poo cards. Sometimes that stipulation is something like you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. But in general, these are a significant amount of cards that would be really playable, but they've got to catch. But first, this video is brought to you by today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. I've spent the last couple of weeks with a master...
God damn. Yo, clap the Raid. They got, if I'm Raid, they got their money's worth. I mean, I did a Raid video too, chat. They ain't get 188,000 views off of me. I mean, their stipulation was like, look, if it doesn't get 25K, you got to make us a second video. And I was like, all right, cool. But they ain't get 200K out of me.
Dual size.
So they got their money's
worth.
While
Anarch Fest is fun, I can't bring myself to sit through a ladder full of Banquet Burn. So while I wait for these disease to be the same as the current player over, I've been playing some full of Banquet Burn. So while I wait for these disease viewers to blow over, I've been playing some It's kind of like your general specific mechanics, kind of like a puzzle. Not that kind of puzzle. Anyway, when I'm not scaling the...
Wait, what? He's still doing this? The hell?
And me in the game under the name MB...
Okay, I gotta give MBT credit, chat. Unlike me, are any of you guys getting the sense like he actually put effort into making this? Because I did the exact opposite. I didn't play this fucking game. I just tried to find as much stock footage of this game as possible. I wrote up a quick script, and I was just like, please, Lord, just let them approve this so like I never have to play this crap again. Or so I actually no, I didn't even download it. Yeah, my most recent raid ad, like I literally didn't even download it. I just used stock footage. And every time they told me like this isn't gonna work, I just went and found more stock footage. Like that's crazy.
And I hope to see you in game.
Like I think he put a lot of effort into this, and I was like, nope, not. Just give me the money. I have posted the most of the card effects in Toxic Fable if you want to check them out. Oh, you mean of the new cards? Okay.
The first one I post is W Nebula Meteorite, and this is kind of the poster child for this type of card. This changes all face-down monsters on the field to face-up defense position in an archetype full of flip monsters. Then during the end phase of this turn, changes all face-up light reptile monsters you control to defense position, draws a card for each, and specials a level 7 or higher light reptile from your deck. In Worms, this is usually a +7. It's ridiculous, but you have to play it in an archetype that has one other playable card. For that reason, it is terrible. Flower Gathering gets you 4 monsters from deck. Forget the Xeno.
Oh. Okay, well, he's all right. One flaw that I think I already see with this is it seems like he's judging these cards by like today's standards, chat, and like I feel like that's already fundamentally flawed because you can't judge. What are worms, chat? Worms are from DT2, pretty sure. No. Worms are like DT1, aren't they? I don't know. Yeah. Worms like tried to take over the world, and then like all the archetypes like came together and fought them, and it was like Worms X or some shit like that. Like I don't understand how you can't judge an archetype, chat, especially one that like was a legit, not like a Shonen Jump YCS level contender, but like a legitimate regional contender deck by like 2022 standards, when it was like niche meta, roguish meta level for like a full format or longer. Like I don't think you can like look at it and be like, oh, I'm gonna judge it harshly by today's standards. You can do that with Cardians because Cardians like always sucked, but like Worms, I can show you half a dozen like top 8s. Worms are the original. Yeah, they're original bad guys of like DT. He's a Magic player who figured out there's way more money in Yugi tubing. I don't think that that's a good argument. I don't think, chat, if you guys should have already known this, but I am a very big believer in, if you are going to review or look at old cards, you have to look at them, and you have to look at them from the context of like their heyday. You cannot take an archetype, or you cannot look at Teledad and be like, oh, this shit sucks compared to Sword Soul. Where are the 1-card starters? Where is the instant OTK? Where are the negate? Like, what? Obviously, you're not going to have any of that stuff. But Teledad was also a tier 0 deck. Like, you got to look at things in the context of, like, when they were good. You know what I mean? It's like Death Battle, chat, how they always say, like, yeah, we take a character at their absolute strongest. You know what I mean? Dude, what would George Mikan do today? Exactly. A lot of people aren't gonna get that reference, but I know. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, don't look at Jerry West and be like, oh, Jerry West would suck in the NBA today. Like, no, look at Jerry West when he played, back in like the 60s or whatever. Like that's how I look at things, chat. So like, I'm not gonna look at Worms and say only 2 cards were playable because I can't think of the name of the card, chat, but there was a worm that when it was flip face up, it just searched another worm. And it wasn't a great card, but it was like just good enough to make the cut. I think it was like a 2 of in the deck. So I'm not a fan of MBT doing that. And I feel like that's just new Yugi tuber, or that's just Zoomer mentality. That's just like, I didn't play back then, so like I don't know, but I'll just trash it anyways.
Lock in any other deck, this would be busted.
No, I didn't. I haven't watched that one yet. I meant to ask Twitch chat. In the thumbnail, are they both just The Rock or what? Like, it's a little weird, BP, for me to, like, understand what's going on there. Because Hercules looks like The Rock. And also the monkey, like, Wukong kind of looks like The Rock, too. And I'm like, okay, are they both The Rock? Or, like, what is, you know what I mean? If you're just going to use Hercules, like, I know Hercules has been imagined so many ways from Disney to everything. But I've never, like, imagined The Rock as Hercules. Did I delete the Doctor Strange movie? No, actually, if you will watch that, you can literally watch Doctor Strange in this stream. Sun Wukong is lit. I actually think, even though my brain is telling me like, oh, obviously Hercules, but like, I'm thinking that the Wukong might like, he's one of them characters like, yeah, the more you learn about this character, the more you might like be shocked by how strong he is. You know what I mean?
If only
Anyways,
the rest of the deck wasn't so top deck focused.
let's see what else he put.
So, Flower Guardian, if you're unfamiliar, is
Enjoy.
a series of monsters designed to make you play a game that isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! In Yu-Gi-Oh! Imagine if in Magic the Gathering archetype, for example, you had to play chess out of nowhere. These cards modeled off of Hanafuda have these unbelievable spell cards that are like, just summon 5 guys from deck. Who cares?
They do be
Draw
like that.
16 cards. It doesn't matter, but they all have a specific line of text on them. You cannot normal or special summon other monsters during the turn you activate this
Guardians.
card except Flower Guardians. So in reality, they're awful. Many of you did not understand.
When
this
am I dueling
actual
Zara?
fucking puzzle
Saturday.
card. So Conductor of Nephthys is a ritual monster in an archetype in which you want to destroy cards in your hand, namely Sacred Phoenix of
This is a real card? I guess it's a real card.
Nephthys. Look at this.
These are
You
so
can ritual summon this
disappointing.
card with Rebirth
Jesus
of Nephthys.
Christ.
If it's ritual summon, special a Nephthys ritual monster from your hand or ritual.
I'm not
During-
interested in this one. Just because I don't really
Holy
know.
hell. Not only any of the monsters, any of the spell traps. Once per turn, if you link summon an appliancer, add an appliancer from your graveyard to your hand.
Prank
All the
Kids pack.
appliancers summon themselves from the hand.
Mythic Fighters?
And then once per turn, when an opponent's
not
monster,
it.
or when any monster declares an attack, rather, you can move an appliancer to another of your main monster zones. This means that they link up and get their bonus effects. Unfortunately,
So anyways, Soza, are you telling me that MBT may... Oh, there she is! So cute. Wait. No, Angel of Mischief. Yeah! He knows. See? He knows what's up, chat. There's only one Ghost Trick card worth talking about. This one. This one. Such a cool card. It's a shame she's terrible, though. But, like, I think 7 materials and then you win? Or is it, like, 10? I don't know. I know you just put, like... I think it's, like... I think it's either 7 or 10. You slap enough materials on there and you just win a duel.
it's a generic 4. It can be made with a generic
What?
beasts from your graveyard, and then
It's
it's
Arts,
royal the turn you activate.
Marlin,
Box of Friends, summoning a level 4 lower Morphtronic from among them. Ignore ES is normally special to put a counter on it.
Boss
But they-
Rush.
Once per turn, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. And then once per turn during the end phase, if this face-up card
Thor
you control is
reborns
destroyed
himself.
by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you
Thor, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't consider Thor that powerful, to be honest. It's okay. Well, hold on. I think Thor has 4,000 attack. 35. Okay. Thor is not, what's it called? How long is this video? He said you're not from the hood. But what I'm saying, what I was going to ask chat is this a series though? Does MBT do like a bunch of these? Because Soza said his new series is popping off. So I assume it's like a bunch of videos. I mean, I could... This card's kind of nuts. If you ever... I mean, his problem... The problem with this is he's basically just saying all these archetypes suck. And I get that, right? I get looking for... Because I did a video of that, chat. Like the top 10 broken cards and terrible archetypes. You know what I mean? So I guess I've done the same exact thing. But... it doesn't mean the cards inherently are bad. And I think that's where I would disagree with MBT. Is he's saying like, oh, these... unless that's just the reason for everyone. Is like, these cards... but you have to play this deck, so it sucks. Because, like, I don't know, man. Fortune Lady Water chat, she's pot of greed. Not a hard once per turn. You can find shitty replays on my channel of someone drawing like 8 cards from her. Now, they still have to play Fortune Ladies, unfortunately. But it's still kind of cool. You know what I mean? Tachyon Transmigration, to my knowledge, the only other spell speed 3 that can be activated from the hand for some reason. Like, it's cool with this card. It's not cool with Red Reboot. So, there you guys go.